Gemini 3 is one of the most powerful AI models available right now. Most people use it to answer questions or generate images, but that's only a fraction of what it can really do. Gemini's real advantage shows when you stop using it like a chatbot and start embedding it into your actual workflow. It connects directly with your Google Workspace, and it can turn information into visuals without design skills. That combination gives Gemini something most AI tools don't have: awareness of your real work and the ability to think with information visually. In this video, I'll show you how to leverage these two capabilities and get the most value from them, even on a free account. Let's begin with Gemini's deep integration with Google Workspace. Gemini treats your Gmail and Google Drive like a living knowledge base. That means your email, documents, and files are already part of this context. No uploads, no copy-pasting, and no extra setup. This is something ChatGPT and Claude can't do in the same first-party way. Let's see how easy it is to use Gemini to access your Google tools. In my example, I'll ask Gemini to check my Gmail and build an overview of my YouTube work and projects. You can use @ as a shortcut to select Gmail or Google Drive, or simply reference the tools directly in the prompt. Find all emails in this account related to YouTube collaborations from July 2025 through the present month. Extract the work details and categorize them by collaboration type, and present the results in a table. Within seconds, we get the answer. It clearly shows the collaboration type, like content creation, channel growth service, where the email comes from, and the key details structured into a table. Gemini Essential combines search, reading, and synthesis into a single step, without us having to manually gather the sources. What we have now is a structured knowledge, not fragmented information. Another convenience here is that I can export the results directly into Google Sheets, so instead of a one-off AI answer, now I have a working artifact, which I can edit, filter, analyze, and build on. If you run the same prompt in ChatGPT or Claude, it will tell you that you can't access Gmail. You do have other solutions, like in ChatGPT, you could use agent mode to interact with your email, but it takes more time to execute. So for everyday work with Gmail and Drive, when speed and convenience matter, Gemini is incredibly easy to work with. Now I'm going to show you another high-impact example before we move into Gemini's design capabilities. This time, we will see how Gemini can scan more of your workspace and generate more complex results. The task here is something we all deal with: getting a clear, up-to-date picture of a project that's constantly evolving across emails and documents. We'll use AI news updates based on internal resources as the project. Normally, we will need to review multiple emails, check our drive for relevant files, and manually piece together what's actually going on. But with Gemini's integration, it can handle that context reconstruction for us. All we need to do is tell it what kind of information we're looking for, and it can scan Gmail and Google Drive, extract relevant content, and organize it into a structured overview. Now, let's assume this is an ongoing task that we want to reuse regularly. That's where Gems comes in. A gem is essentially a reusable version of Gemini that you configure for a specific job. For this demo, we'll create a gem that acts as an AI newsletter research assistant. Its role is to find scattered AI-related news and updates across my Gmail and Google Drive, then extract key information into organized outputs within a defined time range. Here's how we set it up. We open this side panel, go to the gems, and create a new one. I'll name it AI Newsletter Assistant. You'll see two sections here: description and instruction. The description is just a reminder for ourselves about what this gem is for. The instruction is what tells Gemini how to behave. For the description, I'll write complies AI newsletter updates from my Gmail and Google Doc, named newsletters. The instruction is where we define the task more carefully. Since this is a summarization job, I'm using the scope, depth, structure, and boundary guardrails to think it through. I want Gemini to look at my Gmail and specific Google Doc for AI newsletter information. The output should be easy to read, with clear sections such as tools, research, product updates, and trends. I also know I have files named newsletter summary, which are outputs from previous runs, so I need to tell Gemini to skip files with that name. Here's what the full instruction looks like. You are my AI newsletter assistant. When asked for a newsletter update, you must scan my Gmail inbox for AI-related newsletters, product updates, and AI announcements. Read my Google Doc named Newsletter, but skip any files named Newsletter Summary. Extract important AI developments, tools, releases, and trends. Remove duplicate information across sources. Organize the output into sections: AI tools, research, product updates, trends, and insights. Keep summaries concise and scannable. I add this into the instruction field. From now on, every time I run this gem, it will follow these rules automatically. Next, we choose the default tool. This depends on how we plan to use this gem. If we usually want quick overviews, standard chat is fine. But if we want deeper report-style outputs, we will change to use deep research. In this case, I'll leave it with no default tool selected. On the right side, you can see a preview of how the gem will appear when activated. Once everything looks good, we click Save. Now the gem is ready, let's run it. This time I want a more detailed report, so I will choose Deep Research. Gemini lets you select which Google tools to use. If you don't want web search, make sure to deselect it. Because we already set up the instructions in the gem, the prompt can be very simple, like create an AI newsletter update for the past 7 days. In deep research mode, Gemini shows a research plan before generating the report. This lets you check whether the approach matches your expectations. Since I'm using a free account for this video, Gemini also shows how many research reports I have left. Looking at the plan, you can see it matches the instructions we set. It searches Gmail from the past 7 days, look at the Google Doc named Newsletter, and organizes information into categories like AI tools, research, and others. That's exactly what we want. So I click Start Research. After a few minutes, we get the results. Gemini has turned all the AI newsletter information from the past 7 days across my Gmail and Google Drive into a structured report. If you want to learn more about the research process, you can look at the left panel to see Gemini's thinking steps. As you can see here, it shows how it searches across my workspace, which files in Google Drive it read, and which emails it went through. And if you click the disclosure arrow next to each section, you can see the sources behind that information. We can also export this report into Google Docs to continue working on it. Here, I've named it Newsletter Overview. Because of this workflow, it's important that our instruction includes a boundary to exclude documents with that name. The system is connected end-to-end, so we need to control what becomes future context. So far, what we've covered is only a slice of what this integration can do. If you want to go deeper into how to build situational awareness and do cross-document synthesis with Gemini across real workflows, I'll cover that in a dedicated video focused entirely on Google Workspace integration. If it's already out, you'll find a link in the description. If not, subscribe so you don't miss it. Now, let's go back to the report we generated through Gemini Gems. You'll notice that as a deep research output, you can also turn it directly into a web page, infographics, flashcards, and other visual assets. If you're familiar with Notebook LM, then you probably have an idea of what kind of visual assets. You also have outputs like infographics and also slide deck. But in Gemini, the chatbot, visualized information are built differently. They're not just outputs. They shape information visually and also focus on how it is being explored and interacted with. That's why even the word infographic doesn't mean the same thing here. I will show you in a second. And if you want a deeper breakdown of what makes Notebook LM special and where its strengths really are, I've got a dedicated video, link in the description. Now, let's start with the simplest way to create interactive visuals in Gemini, using the lab feature, visual layout, or dynamic view. They were introduced in late 2025 and still in A/B testing, so you'll have access to only one of the two. Google describes them as tools for creating more interactive and multimedia responses, where you can explore information through images, comparisons, and structured components. Since I have access to visual layout, let's see how effortless it is to turn the answers into an interactive multimedia experience. My task here is simple. I want to compare Gemini, ChatGPT, and Notebook LM in terms of their core use cases, strengths, and weaknesses. But instead of just text, I want an interactive dashboard. So I select visual layout in the tools and use this prompt. Create an interactive dashboard to compare ChatGPT, Gemini, and Notebook LM. Use a visual layout with cards and sections. Each card should show core use cases, strengths, and weaknesses. Here we go. Now we get a visual presentation instead of a texty answer. And you can see we start with a high-level overview, followed by a structured breakdown of the 3 products. Everything is organized into clear visual sections, so you immediately understand how the tools differ. The cards aren't static pictures, they're interactive controls. When you click one, Gemini treats it as a scoped question and shifts the conversation into a focused deep dive on that area, using the same visual style and level of detail. Let's go back to the overview answer. As we scroll, the layout shifts into practical use cases recommendations. It even shows a couple of related YouTube videos. Then in the final section, we see a goal-based recommendation flow. Here, the interface behaves like a decision tool. You choose an option that matches your intent, and Gemini continues the conversation based on your choices. This is amazing because the whole experience feels less like a chat responses and more like a functional web interface. Technically, this is still a UI rendering of generated visuals, not a real application. But it changes how we process and understand information. Instead of just reading, now we are navigating. The conversation branches, and Gemini uses your selections as structured input for what comes next. In the same interface, it's combining explanation, navigation, and resource discovery. That's a very different kind of interaction from a normal chat. If you thought the visual layout examples we just saw were impressive, the visual assets Gemini can generate from a deep research workflow are on a completely different level. Let's go back to the AI newsletter research assistant example. We set up a gem earlier and generated a newsletter summary. Now let's turn it into visual assets. We click the Create button and choose Web Page. Gemini analyzes the report and generates the code for a full interface. After a short wait, we get something that behaves like a real website. The information from the report is no longer presented as paragraphs. It's restructured into an interactive visual system. At the top, there's a website-style title and a short description explaining the scope of the page. Then we see an overview of the week's AI updates through a donut chart and a line chart. These visuals show how updates are distributed across categories and how topics shift over time. Below that, the layout shifts into a list view with new style cards, very similar to what you'd see on a live news website. At the top, we have tabbed navigation that lets you switch between categories and filter content. Each card is clearly structured and visually balanced. When you click Read Analysis, you get a bit more explanation of that item. This is no longer just a formatted answer. It functions like a dashboard-style website. Now, let's look at the infographic output. This comes from another deep research report I generated on AI sectors with strong momentum for 2026. This version appears as a dark mode static page. The buttons aren't interactive here, and that's an important difference between choosing web page and infographic. It's static by design, which allows it to emphasize relationships between data points and ideas. In this example, the information is presented through multiple visual formats. We have metric cards compress complex market signals into bold, high-level numbers, helping you grasp scale and growth at a glance. Then the content moves into sectioned, chapter-style blocks. These dividers guide your attention and help your brain process the material as structured modulus. Within each section, Gemini selects different charts or visual styles depending on what best represents the data. Together, these formats show how the workflow moves beyond the simple formatting and towards structured visual communication. One quick thing to note, deep research exists in both Gemini and Notebook LM, and both can turn reports into infographic-style outputs. But the infographic we just saw in Gemini is more presentation-oriented. It feels closer to a visual dashboard designed to communicate insights quickly through visual emphasis. In Notebook LM, the infographic behaves more like a structured research snapshot. From these examples, you can see how much capability Gemini brings to visual generation without design skills. More importantly, it changes how we engage with information. The experience moves from reading to exploring. Instead of passively scanning text, you navigate, filter, and think inside an interactive system. So this is what really makes Gemini stand out. its ability to reference your Google Workspace as working context, and its ability to shape information into interactive visuals without design skills. That combination changes where effort goes. When AI can access your work directly, the bottleneck shifts from gathering information to managing it. And when design becomes easy, the challenge shifts to choosing how information should be presented. So the real skills is no longer just knowing what AI can do, but the judgment behind how you use it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.